Hey you guys, I thought I would do a Get Unready with me whilst talking through the other agony aunt question I had, because the agony aunt question is on, I haven't got it with me to read exactly what it says, but it's basically a woman who wants to get a dog and her husband doesn't want to. And so she's saying, you know, what do I advise? Because she really wants a dog and her husband doesn't want one. And I thought, well, not everybody will be interested in the subject of getting a dog or not. Although I suppose it is just about relationships, isn't it, and how you compromise. So I thought I would get unready whilst I was talking about it. So I'm going to start off with, it's going to be a bit interspersed with me telling you what I'm using. So these are the Be Pure Sensitive Micellar Cleansing Wipes. Then I'm going to use my Niod Low Viscosity Cleaning Ester to get the rest of my eye makeup off. Then I'm going to go in with my micellar cleansing water all over just to get any remnants off. Then I'm going to use this Face Theory CeraC Pore Reducing Toner that I'm trying, and then I'll tell you what I'm using after that, because there's a whole bunch of products here today. I'm having a night off of my tretinoin and retinol. I'm not going to put anything around my eyes or on my face just because my skin is feeling a little bit tight and a little bit sensitive, so I'm just going to give it a night off. Don't do it very often, but that's what I'm going to do. So what is my advice for this lady? Well, I'm so glad that Kev wanted a dog when I did, because it would have just been heartbreaking if he wasn't on board. But there are so many things that I don't know that would affect what my answer is, because the big question is, why doesn't he want one? And is there a solution to that? So if he doesn't want one because of the commitment of, you know, walking and whatnot, then I would say that, you know, it would be wrong to go ahead and get one, because you might say, oh, but I'll take care of the dog and I'll do all the work, but it's difficult. You know, you need the two of you on board, I would say, because one of Watson's siblings, the lady got a dog despite the husband not being on board, and it just was really quite difficult. Now, as with most couples that I know who've done this, the husband has come round and loves the dog more than anything, and does end up doing a lot of the walking, but it can make it really stressful for the first little while, you know, when you've not got that support, and you want it to be something you're both excited about as well, I would say. So yeah, it all depends on the reasons, and if there's anything you can do to kind of allay those fears, or if the reasons aren't not justifiable, but if, like, say he's scared of dogs, then you may be able to, if you first help him get over his fear of dogs, then, you know, that would be a way to manage to still get a dog. And maybe, I don't know how you would help him to get over his fear of dogs, though. With me, like, to get over my fear of staffies, I did a photo shoot with a staffy, and I just like sent an email at work and saying, does anybody have a staffy? I'd really like to get over my fear. And people were delighted, because they wanted, you know, people want to help. And if anybody emailed me and said, I've got a fear of dogs, will you help me? I absolutely would. So see if there's anybody you know that's got a dog that you can maybe slowly introduce him to. But also, even if he's not frightened of dogs and he just doesn't think he likes dogs, why not see if you can find somebody that you can look after a dog for an hour or so, or maybe an evening. Then you could maybe progress it to a weekend, and you might be surprised how different he feels actually having a dog, you know, because it's a completely different thing having a dog than just thinking about it, talking about it, you know, and thinking you don't like dogs when you've not actually really experienced them. So that would be something else you could do. If it is anything to do with money, maybe he doesn't want to spend the money on a dog, then I would say probably not the right thing to do, because you can't really do much about the money, and in general dogs cost more than you think they're going to. You know, you end up spending more on them than what you budgeted. We certainly did, and that's not even including the fact that we ended up needing, you know, daycare and walkers and all of that. That was never in the plan, and that was never in the budget, but we just had to do it because of you know, me losing my job and my condition and whatnot. So if it's financial why he's not on board, then yeah, I would say probably not the best. If it is allergies, then, you know, obviously you can look into getting there is no such thing really as a hypoallergenic dog, but there is a low shedding dog, and you need to experience that dog to see if his allergies can take it or not, because some people are allergic to dander, some people to fur, some people to hair. So we tested out all the dogs when we went to the breeder, and Watson's coat was the most suitable for me and for Kev, which worked out pretty well. So there's options if it's to do with allergies, or if it's to do with, you know, hair on the furniture. I know a lot of people don't like hair on the furniture, but that's normally women that are like that, isn't it? It's being a bit general, I know, but in my experience, it's women that are like, I don't want a dog because I don't want the hairs everywhere. There's definitely a lot of no shedding dogs. Poodles don't shed, you know. What else could be a reason? I think the commitment one might be a reason. Like I said, you haven't given me the reason, so it just depends. So I'm just making a guess here. But if there is a big commitment, and if they're worried about like holidays, going out at the weekends, going out for dinners, things like that, then you could maybe figure out where they're going to go when you go on holiday. You know, figure out a plan. Don't just say we'll work it out. Like, see if you do have an actual answer for that. Is there somebody that would be willing to take a dog? And ask them and say, you know, I've spoken to my friend and she would love to have a dog for a week or whatever. Have a look and see if you've got any dog friendly restaurants in your area that you might like. See if, you know, any of your neighbours would take the dog for an evening, or, you know, while you go out to dinner, if there's somewhere else you want to go, that kind of thing. Because that's something that we didn't really think about or look into. And we can't go on holiday, to be honest with you, because, like, well, we can go on holiday with Watson, but not without Watson, because there isn't anybody we would trust to look after them. We could put him in kennels, we could put him, I might send him with this walker that he's got just now, but not for more than like a weekend or something. But that isn't something we looked into, because we kind of both said we've been on all of our holidays and, you know, it wasn't a big deal for us. So see if you can maybe find a solution to his concerns, and then that would be another way to, you know, help allay his fears. Like I said, it all depends on what his reasons are and what his concerns are. And if it's not allergy wise, maybe you could end up compromising and getting a cat. You know, sometimes people are cat people or dog people, but I think there's benefits to both, to be honest with you. And I like cats, but I'm allergic, so I can't have them. I'm going to use this pore reducing toner. Let me tell you what I'm using next. I'm going to spray some of this Nip Fab Hydrate Spray, use some of my Freederm Niacin, then I'm going to use some of this GF Effector. It's a hydration kind of serum that I got from a new brand that will be in my new at the drugstore. You'll see me talking about this. Then I'm going to use my neck elasticity catalyst on my eyelids and neck, and then I am going to follow that with the Maximum Moisture by Alex Steiner Primark, and I'm going to put in with it some of the hydration on the go. It's all about moisture today. Like I said, I'm giving myself a break from the retinol and tretinoin just tonight, just to really supercharge my skin. So yeah, let's get going with all of that. So I think that's as much advice as I can give. There are some situations where there just isn't a compromise, like with my tattoos. You know how I've got some tattoos and I would like a lot more. I would like to have tattoos on my wrists, on my neck, the back of my neck, on my hands, on my feet, on the back of my legs. You know, there's lots of places that I would like tattoos. I know people don't look at me and imagine that. By the way, ignore the state of my nails. I've just taken off one set and I'm putting a new set on in a couple of days, so I'm giving them a couple of days with some, what's it called, Formula 2 from Nail Teaks. And yeah, I would love to have a lot more tattoos, but Kev thinks I've got enough. In fact, he thinks I've got too many, because I've got the one on my shoulder with that I've had enhanced into a Watson tattoo. Then I've got one on my hip, I've got one on my ankle. You know, I've got enough tattoos, and Kev thinks I've got too many. And so to him, it's not an attractive thing. And so of course, I don't want to do something that he's going to find attractive. You know, he's the only person that's going to be seeing my naked body. He's the only person that I want to think my naked body is nice and not to be turned off, you know. I've just been quiet there because I'm filming. I'm going to steal that little bit of footage to put into a video, into the drugstore video. Yeah, so I think about it a lot, I have to say, about the tattoos, because it's something that, you know, because I see a lot of people with tattoos, and this is the NIOD stuff, and I think, oh, I'd love that tattoo, I'd love to look like that, you know. Sorry, I thought I had the walker coming there. Sorry, Watson woke up and I was giving him a little treat when he wakes up. He'll be going out again in a minute. Yeah, I think about it a lot because I see people with tattoos and I love the look. And I know it's not everybody's taste, but I just think, God, you know, you've only got one life. I'm getting older, so it's going to look... I'm saying it would look inappropriate. I'll still have them when I get older, but I feel like it would be more appropriate to have them at this age and then just age with me than to have them when I'm 50 or 60. And I don't know why I think Kev might change his mind, because he did say, you know, who knows, I might end up changing my mind one day, because there has been a few things that he didn't really, a few fashions and things that he didn't love, that he changed his mind on. But I just think, you know, I'll never in my life get to experience having all the tattoos that I want, and I feel like that would give me, I don't know whether confidence is the right word, but you know, like if you put your makeup on, you feel much nicer. To me, that's what I feel like with tattoos. That's what I felt like with the ones I've had. It's just another form of art, isn't it? That's that maximum moisture stuff. And so I do feel sometimes like maybe I should get it and just, you know, Kev's not gonna not want to be with me because I've got tattoos. But, you know, he said that, you know, if you really want to do it, go for it. But it's just he doesn't find it attractive. So I guess what I'm saying is maybe also you need to accept that if you value your relationship, you may have to end up just agreeing not to have a dog, you know, and one hope that one day he might change his mind, or you might be able to find a compromise of an animal, you know, maybe a rabbit or something like that, or like I said, a cat. Would be delighted to hear what all you guys think. You know, it's all very well me giving advice, but I'm just one voice, and I'm in a happy marriage, and I've had to make compromises, but I'm sure you all have out there as well. So like I said, I'd be delighted to hear what your advice is. So that is everything done skincare wise. The only thing I do then, and this is the middle of the afternoon by the way, it's not evening, which is why it's so light, is I put on my Revitalash Advanced on my lashes, just on the top there. I should be looking in the mirror really, because I do not want hairs growing where I don't need them. Just kind of put it on like eyeliner. And what is going on with my hair is that I have got a deep conditioner in it. It's by Bleach London. It's the colour restoration, I think it's called restoration mask or something like that. And I wanted specifically to try it today. I wasn't desperate to wash my hair, but I wanted to try it today so that I can put a little comment on my video saying whether it's good or not. So it's all kind of drying now, which I just leave my conditioner on until it's time for me to have a bath. And so I shall probably have a bath in a couple of hours, rinse this out, dry my hair, and try a new volume thing that I've got as well, which is just a spray by VO5 maybe? No, not VO5, Shockwaves, and see how that works. So that's me. This will probably go up on the Sunday before we go on holiday, so you'll probably be watching this on Sunday and I'll be going away on the Monday, so there won't be a Monday video. So I've filmed the first half of my nails, of me removing the nails that were on here, and I'm going to film me putting on the acrylic extensions on here. I don't know whether that's something you're interested in seeing or not, but I thought, well, I'm doing it, so I might as well film it, you know. So yeah, that's everything. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll speak to you again soon.